Boom. Hey, what's going on?
Good times.
Welcome to the tezos-artcast. This is episode number 8. Can't believe it.
Wow. Already 8?
Already 8. And
nice. It's like I've been looking at this thing. It's like a lava lamp.
Yeah, it's pretty trippy.
Yeah.
NFT Raider, what's up? Rexon, welcome back. Good to see you.
What's happening?
Good times is in the stream today. So stoked. I think we both had some nice little breaks in the work area where I'm getting consistent days off, and good times you're starting a little bit later, so you get to hang out. The stars are aligning.
Yes, little by little. If you build it, they will come, right?
That's right. We're excited to welcome on another guest. We're just gonna bring him in and get going. Is the audio? I think the audio is good. That sounds like a little bit loud, but I'm gonna just drop it a little bit, just a little bit. There we go. All right, so yeah, let's welcome it in to the stream. Zisis.
Hello.
Welcome.
Welcome.
How
nice
are you
to
doing?
meet you.
Good to meet you too. What's going on?
Everything is cool.
Everything's cool?
Yes.
Excellent. Well, we're really excited to have you on. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, like where you're from, and kind of, I like to get an idea of whether art's been part of your life from a very young age, or if it's something you came to later. And yeah.
So I'm from Greece, and there is I grew in an artistic family. I had always these pictures in the house. I was in artistic spaces also by the young age. Here we're going to talk only about my digital work, but I'm going to show you a little stuff of my canvases also, a little bit of my painting, because my main work is painting.
Okay. So you've been doing a lot of digital stuff lately, and that's kind of how we found you.
Yes.
And then, but mainly you're doing you do a lot of analog painting, or just like classic painting.
Yes. Of course, there is a something strange with digital works. I do digital more than I ever done traditional painting.
Okay.
Before art school, I was doing like MS Paint, like I was considering it a game and not painting. It continued as a parallel work to work on digital stuff, but this was not very appreciated in art schools. Some things are a bit traditional, and when you show something digital, they are getting scared.
Right.
Sometimes. But now I'm doing a master in fine arts, and things are a bit more open, I can say.
Good.
Nice. Now, I noticed, so you mentioned working in digital stuff. Like we've talked a little bit about that before, where I've had some friends who really enjoyed digital work, but they found it hard to convince people that that their work was as valuable to be purchased when it was digital. They didn't find value in it unless it had been hand painted or whatnot. So I feel like that's changing a little bit. People are more used to more people are growing up in a world where digital art is more respected as art. But something interesting about what we've seen on Hic et Nunc is using MS Paint specifically. Like we see a lot of different styles of art throughout like the NFT space and online, and you see a lot of high tech, like what we're looking at right now. You know, very strange, organic jellyfish 3D stuff, and then we see some sketches. But I don't think I'd ever seen anything done quite your style, like with like that. Again, you used MS Paint, so can you tell me like a little bit what inspired you to use that? Was that something you started with?
Yes, yes. You know, every medium, I believe it has its own atmosphere. Every software has everything. Every let's say a little ghost, a little spirit in it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Like that.
So it's different when you're a traditional painting or canvas has its own limits. Paint has its own limits too. So every software has the limits, and I chose to be very limited. I find something liberating in this, and it's the very few tools that make me use the MS Paint, because I don't have to think of a lot of stuff, and I only think of the representation of the picture only. I don't think about the the blur, the filters, the textures. I don't think about this. I only think about composition and, let's say, about the core of my picture.
Oh, it's a really
So,
interesting thing. It reminds,
um,
if I was to draw
yeah,
an analogy, it reminds me a little bit of the difference between like a tattoo artist using the gun and the new tools that are invented compared to like those traditional, Japanese or maybe like the Samoan artists, tattoo artists that use like just a needle and a hammer and a little bit of ink and they just dot by dot. You're still getting a tattoo, but there's an intricacy and an art and I guess in a certain way an homage and respect to the older way of doing things, and I think that's pretty cool.
also, there is something I believe that happened when the programmers, the technicians that made the MS Paint, I believe it's one of the first software that is imitating, let's say, painting. It's like the line and the square and all this stuff, and it's a massive. It's in every house. So I believe they did something magical. They transferred the qualities of the traditional painting, like the bucket, like the brush, like the
Mm.
pencil, like all that stuff, and they transferred these qualities and uh, this stuff all in a digital way, all in a technical way. So
Sure.
it's the first time that happened to have the digital picture and to make a scratch in your monitor, in your screen. You can scratch your screen with MS Paint, and something is that we were the generation that first came in touch with this.
Right. Yeah.
I always
Huh.
talk about a program. There's a drawing program called Turtle that definitely tried, but was nowhere near. They tried to imitate paint, but and that was before. But it felt more like an etch and sketch. So it was just like line. You had to just move a dot on a
Yes,
line, and that's
yes.
all you had. You're absolutely right. I remember when MS Paint came out, I was just impressed. As a little kid, I was like, "Whoa, you can draw on computers now? This is cool."
Right.
Because you were
Right.
using the mouse. There was definitely a more interactive feel with the computer. It wasn't just instructions being clicked in. You actually had to move the mouse and see it. And I remember that being a really, really interesting feeling. Almost like power, like, whoa, I control this.
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Awesome. Yeah. So you've been doing this. I put up one of your pieces here from the Hickett Nut Gallery. Um, and yeah, I like that, again, like you were saying, like how limiting your tools or reducing your options, kind of allows you to focus more on composition and stuff. Like that's a cool approach to that. To
Um,
that.
it makes you a bit more innovative because you have to find ways to make more complex tools.
Right.
You have to think a bit more,
Yeah. NFT Raider. Sorry, I'm covering your face right now. But he says I dig that anarchistic style. So like a little bit like chaotic, like a little bit. Yeah.
Especially this one has this randomness and this punk style. It's could be a cover from a punk band.
For a
That's
punk band,
right.
yeah, absolutely.
And,
That's right.
and all these letters that you don't know what letter is.
Yeah, right. You're not sure what the letters are. Like they're just like symbols. Yeah.
Like hardcore bands, and
Yeah.
could be a hip hop punk band, with a lot of.
That's right. NFT Raider says it's a big FU to Photoshop, the big corporation of Photoshop.
That's right.
Yes, turning the back on the high technology.
That's right. That's right. That's cool. And as far as like, I'm curious. Do you listen to music when you're painting? You made me think of music. I'm curious.
I play music. I play the drums, and it's a strange relationship between these two because I'm involved into music. I cannot concentrate when I hear music to the painting.
Okay.
So it must be one at the time.
Really?
Yes.
It's
it's
like,
a bit strange because you cannot hear your thoughts if you listen to something.
It's very true.
okay. I have a hard time writing and listening to music if the music has lyrics. I can put on, kind of moods and like setting the tone for writing. But yeah, once I introduce lyrics, I just get
Yes.
I can't concentrate. Because I love words so much, and I just love lyrics, and
Yes,
my thoughts just get pulled in. Yeah, because if I put on, I can just lay on my couch and put on music that's got words, and just listen, sing along, just get lost for a long time. But yeah, putting on something that's more ambient or without words, that kind of helps me focus.
It works. Yes. Also, the repetitive thing, like a cheap house music,
Yep. Repetitive.
Yeah.
the repetitive could work.
That's where I have to go to. I have to use repetitive music because I know my brain knows what's coming next, and that way it's not thinking. If I put anything that has any actual musical like value, if it's not just like the same beat over and over and over, I'm like, oh, this is great music, and I forget everything I'm doing. So yeah, that's funny. I'm going through the art right now, and I think I'm gonna pick one of these guys. So that's the one I was looking at right now, actually.
Yeah, I sensed it.
Yeah, funny enough, I was looking at this bad boy. I love the ending because I have a big thing with truth right there. Boom. This is a moment of truth.
You died. It's like wasted in a game. You're wasted.
That is my favorite one right now.
Yes, it was for object. I mined it and I burned all the editions.
I see that. I was going through it. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and put this in my what do you call it, in my bookmarks.
Right.
I can't collect it, but I definitely want to keep it.
Yes. There is something else I want to tell you about the Microsoft Paint.
Yeah.
I'm seeing through the time of my of working with this. I'm seeing that the whole issue is brightness. It's like every innovation in painting was to bring you in a more bright way the picture or something beyond you, next to you. So let's say perspective. Okay, in Renaissance we have perspective. We have these with these lines that are working like let's say lasers of the sun. Okay, they're going to you. So I consider this the perspective I consider this as a way of to get it more bright. It's not only brightness of the light, it's ways to get bright.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, of course, there is in MS Paint, and what I do, there is a lot of pop color, a bit saturated color, and of course, the screen is the brightness. It lights you. So there is something that I also noticed, that we don't do some breaks of the light. We're all day in a fake light, in electric light.
Correct.
So I think we must go into have some breaks of no light at all, like total darkness, to appreciate the light.
Very true.
Sure. Yeah.
Sometimes the day
Especially
might be-
us, we sit in front of a computer on a constant basis. We actually had a talk about that. I don't know if it was live or not, but yeah, we spend a lot of time in front of the computer. So you're right. We're constantly looking at artificial light.
Yes.
It's interesting.
Yeah, we were just I think last time we were talking to Thor, and Andy brought up the fact that he's like, yeah, I got to go touch grass.
Touch grass, right?
It's like get out in the sun, and get out into the natural world, and just reconnect and disconnect from one real world and reconnect with another. And again, that natural light, and then like you said, darkness and silence. It can really make you appreciate what you have. My wife, if I'm not around, she's not listening to music. Like she really loves silence. It doesn't bother her that I listen to music, but she's if we go on a road trip, she knows that we have like my time where we're driving and I have music. And then at some point I know that I have to turn it off and we drive in silence, or discuss some stuff. But
right,
that balance,
Thor is also has a way to make the brightness. These vibrations in these faces,
yeah,
is his trick to make this. It's an invention to pass you this kind of living object.
yeah. Because there's a tropical feel. I mean, I know tropical seems to be a theme, but there's a very tropical feel to your paintings. Minus that one that the actual pointer is on right now. The majority of them, if you notice, I mean, literally it says it right there: jungle neotropical brightness.
Yeah.
It literally, I mean, I know it says it right there, but there was this. I don't know. It reminds me of Miami. It reminds me of Miami colors, a little bit of that Art Deco style colors, the softness of it, but also, I mean, I could tell there's a bright fire in the middle of the screen right there, right? And you can see the lighting of the on the fire. With MS Paint, that's multiple colors being layered. I see a rainbow of red right behind on the wall on that fire, right in the middle next to Jungle Neotropical. And it's, I mean, you could tell where lighting ends. You could tell the shading. That is not easy to do in MS Paint, and it's not easy to represent.
It's also in a naive way to make this. It's not the perfection. It's the raw stuff that come in first place.
Yeah, absolutely. That's cool.
The swords are pretty cool too. That's one. That's my other one.
Yeah. What do you? How are you animating some of these? Because that's does MS Paint do animation too?
No, but I save picture by picture.
Okay, frame by frame, right?
The old-fashioned way.
The old-fashioned way, yes.
Yes.
That's cool.
I'm gonna say cheers to the old. So
That's
I love the old styles, man. I love it. And if you don't have that, you don't have the future, right? That's what we built upon. All animation is based on grabbing paintings over painting. We all kind of evolve. I don't know if you guys ever did the little notebook animations.
Yes.
The flip books.
Yeah, the flip books. Yeah, that's right. Where you draw the little guy and you just flip the pages of the book and then you see the guy run. So that's pretty cool. This is the evolution of that.
I got lights flickering over here.
Oh boy, I like that shirt.
Oh, thank you very much.
I just like the back of that shirt. I like the back of that shirt. Yeah.
Now that reminds me, tezos is Greek. I mean, the word tezos is Greek.
Yeah, it says that, but it maybe is ancient Greek that
Okay.
I don't know this word specifically.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna do a little research on that.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because there's different periods of time. I mean, Greece is a very old country.
Yes, and we don't know all the words.
Right. Well, have you always been in Greece? Have you lived elsewhere? Like some of your influence, like you said, is tropical. I mean, I know you got the Greek Isles and the Mediterranean vibe as well down there, but some of the influence from other places that you've lived, or
No, not specifically in tropical places, but this is a way to visit them. I open MS Paint and I make the traveling. So it's this picture with the snake is about the Brazil, and about yes, this one is about the Brazil, and I've never been to Brazil, but I know some of their mythology of the Amazonian forest, and some tribes that lived there, and I'm just depicting these things without having a very close relationship with them.
right? Yeah.
Now, is that, if I may ask, is the snake character there? Is that something from you, or is that something that you read about in Brazil? Something that you were aware of? Maybe one of their cryptids? Because if that's the case,
Yes, there is a very cool movie that's called Embrace of the Serpent, and it's about the jungle, and it's said there that the snake and the anaconda is a god for some people there.
mm-hmm.
So that's how I build it. MS Paint is a very cheap vehicle to go in other places. That's how I find it.
Okay.
Right.
Like, it's true. That's, I mean, MS Paint is one that comes with Microsoft. Microsoft being like the number one software anywhere in the world, right? You go to most of South American countries, it's just like that's already prepackaged. That you have no choice. This is all it is. I mean, that's pretty much anywhere around the world. So MS Paint really is one of the first times a lot of people run into digital art, and so I mean, even as adults, that you're 100% right about that. That's the first. That's like when you first grab pen and paper as a little kid and you first draw. You're like, oh, cool, right? MS Paint is their first touch of digital art.
Exactly.
And it's funny because, as you're saying, that's a painstaking process, which means it's like if you've never done art before and I hand you a hammer and a chisel, like, here you go, bud, enjoy. I hope you like sculpting.
Yes.
You kind of have to, as I like to put it, dive into the pool head first without seeing how deep it is. I think when you run into MS Paint, you either like really love it or you go, wow, I'm not doing this. Find me something easier.
Yes.
So I'm glad you were in one of those. I'm glad you stayed in the pool and said, I like this. I'm gonna do this the hard way, because it's clearly paying off. This is pretty rad.
So you were saying that you have some paintings you were going to show us.
Yes, I have some stuff. Can you share the screen?
Absolutely. 1 second.
Now you see my screen, right?
No, not yet. Let me remove mine. Okay, you should be able to share your screen now. There should be a little button down there.
Yes.
And then it should pop up over here, and then I'll put it up.
So
there we go. Yeah.
All right. Let's see some stuff. Right. I can show you some relations with traditional painting. This is also in MS Paint.
Okay.
Whoa.
It's black and white. It's in a detailed way. You can see.
Muscles and entrails. I am impressed by the light. I gotta be honest, like I was super impressed by the light rays coming through.
Yes, this light. You mean?
Yes, that was really cool. That really got to me. And the bow in the package right there.
There are some details.
Rexon in the chat says, I really like this one. Yeah, this is really cool. And again, like I think the monochrome aspect of it too is really neat. Like again, you get to play with the lighting, like Good Times is saying. Like that's something that I think goes back to your point of reducing your options. It's like using black and white film to go out and take pictures. You have to really when you're going out and taking pictures with only black and white, especially if it's on film, you have to really think of the composition differently. And
exactly, yes,
you know that these colors are going to blend together very differently when they're black and white. It's really cool, yeah. And that animal up front, is it a cat? NFT Raider says it might be a cat.
Could be a cat. I think it's a cat. Yes.
a minotaur cat.
That's awesome.
It's here is we see an NFT collector who is half in the house, and he's collecting his PNGs and his JPEGs, packing his art.
I love it. Okay, I gotta ask because this is where my brain goes. But and you don't have to answer this.
Yes.
Do you hide clues in your paintings?
Clues like mystery clues?
Yeah, mystery clues or anything like that.
I hide references.
Okay. A little Easter egg.
My one reference is this one. This is Picasso's Las Meninas. First, it was Picasso, Velázquez.
Yeah.
So this is the first painting. Velázquez paints it. You can see the space, the opening here, the dog. We can see the painter painting this.
Yeah.
Picasso takes this picture and makes a reproduction. This is again the painter. The whole scene again, the whole representation by Picasso.
Gotcha.
So I have these pictures that are a bit. This space for me is approaching them. Approaching this kind of imagery.
So cool. That's yeah.
I can see the influence, but it's definitely not the same. I love it. I can see like a progression. There's an influence, but it's not. It's not the same style.
There is the communication with them, with history of art, maybe.
That's pretty rare.
There's a folk singer that I really like. His name's Utah Phillips, and he had this analogy where he was talking about. I love it so much. He talks about how no matter what we do in our lives, eventually history strips away our name, and all that's left is what we've done and what we've added to culture. And he set it up as an image in his talk, and he talks about how our ancestors took things and put them in the stream of time, in the river of time, and they put them in the stream of time and they float away. And as they float down the stream, their names of our ancestors are stripped from the items, but the things come down the stream, and we pick them up and then we use them, and then we put them back in the stream, and they float away down the stream of time. And I love that analogy so much because it's so true. Like how, and again, you kind of see it here where you're picking up things and Picasso picked up things that other people used it in their own way, and then put it back down. And now you've picked it up and now you've used it your own way, and that's just going to keep happening, and that's a beautiful thing.
First of all, yeah, go ahead. You need to stop with all this wisdom and all this truth this early in the morning. All right, that's way too much truth for me. All right, those are beautiful words. I don't think I was ready for that. That is a beautiful analogy. I really.
So now we talked about MS Paint, how it's a cheap vehicle for traveling to other places. Now MS Paint is a time traveler also.
Yeah.
You're speaking my language. Go ahead.
That's right.
Yes. It's a broken bicycle, but it works. You can ride it.
That's right.
I'm really loving what's happening here.
Yeah.
Here is a painting with acrylics. It's a canvas. What I wanted to show you is, you see this gradient in the background.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's totally influenced by Microsoft Paint, by the whole procedure. Mm-hmm. So this flat also surfaces is also from there. So doing the traditional painting, the acrylic painting, these two are mixing. So it's not a strict thing.
Right.
It's a bit chaotic. This one is a printed MS Paint that I painted over.
Ah, okay.
It's printed in canvas, and then I went with the brush again and painted over it in some places. Yes.
Cool.
All right,
I'm getting
a psychedelic vibe off of this one.
Yes. You're having a trip in a car.
As I was saying, somebody had mushrooms in a car, man, because that's what I'm getting off of this one.
Now, kind of this blending and stuff. You mentioned in one of our messages outsider practices. Now, is that kind of the use of what people consider obsolete technologies in a new way, or kind of what? You mentioned the outsider practices, and I was curious what that means. Really,
I have an example for this. This guy is James Hampton.
Okay.
He's American, and he made these religious artifacts only from foil. Foil, tape, and paper, and very cheap objects.
Wow.
He secretly created this in his garage, and no one knew. He had an everyday job. He was a janitor somewhere, but no one knew that he was making this. So I sort of identify myself doing MS Paint without totally promoting it. I'm not someone that not very good in promotion, but I believe that there are people doing very extraordinary things, and he didn't consider it art. He didn't think that this was art. He was doing it for his religious needs, let's say.
Right.
Interesting.
So
okay. So outsider practices is kind of, so essentially finding art in places that, like, it's not the art and the artists who are creating this kind of style or this kind of art don't recognize it as art and don't think of it in those terms. They are just simply creating, and we get to discover it and just be amazed by.
Yes.
I'm glad we're in a very parallel journeys in that aspect, because that's my thing. I like to think of myself as an artist. I don't like to think of myself as a good artist, though. So I prefer, even though I do enjoy art and I like to think that I'm in the artist circle, I definitely enjoy everybody else's art a lot more. People that are actually sincerely dedicated and passionate about this stuff. And so finding art in places that is not supposed to be, that to me is kind of is very special, because I feel like everybody has an artist inside of them, and sometimes they express it without knowing. In this case, this gentleman sat there with foil, and he's, like you say, he's fulfilling his religious needs. In the meantime, creating a masterpiece for the rest of us. I can't even wrap a potato in foil and make it look nice. This guy's making a masterpiece. Really, is beautiful. But none of his friends were there to tell him, or maybe he didn't show it to anybody, but nobody was there to tell him, man, you're an artist, you're an artist, you're an artist. I love doing that. I love telling people you're an artist, you just don't know it yet. You just have to express yourself. And that's what I like to do. So it's pretty rad to see that somebody else has that parallel thinking, that we're all kind of expecting to see things. I feel like that's looking through the matrix, and we're going back to my matrix analogies, and I'm always going to be there, so forgive me. But I feel like that's what happens when you start seeing past the veil. You see, because we're constantly told what beautiful is, right? We're constantly told you have to look like this, you have to wear these clothes, you have to, buy these things, and that's what pretty is. That's what beautiful is accepted, that's the beauty that's accepted in society. Artists set the rules for what beauty is and constantly change the whole thing, right? Artists are constantly coming in and saying, no, we're not gonna do it like this. This is the new fad. This is the new thing, and I feel like we're entering like the new renaissance. I feel like we're almost there. This is part of it. I feel this digital renaissance of art, where we're grabbing all these old mediums, these new mediums, putting them together and making them work, and sincerely focusing on the artists. Not the promotional aspect. Anybody can grab something and buy advertisement time and make it, or make it somewhere, right? But art for art, out of true passion, and then understanding that passion, that hasn't happened in a long time, in my opinion. Not as a whole for the globe. So I feel like this is part of a new renaissance, and all these little I don't know what it comes, like sparks of inspiration that are happening everywhere are really exciting to see. It's really good to see people put their work out there. So
absolutely.
Sorry, went on a rant there.
Sorry,
Yes.
Morpheus.
I agree.
Hey, it's Morpheus's job
That's right.
to explain. Now here we got so I just wanted to pull this up real quick. This is the NFT that you've minted for the Artcast.
Nice.
For our viewers. This is awesome. I saw this. I was so excited. This is so cool. You got a Christmas tree up here. It's
Yes.
just there's a lot of color, and I don't know. There's just something really
The palm trees are calling to me, and
to celebrate. Like that's, I definitely get a celebration off this for sure. And I like the description. It says, to create something useless is to celebrate the material world.
that's beautiful.
It's
Is that
like-
yours?
Yes.
Yes, Zisis made this for the podcast.
No, but the quote, was that you? Is that your personal quote?
Yes, I wrote it for the picture, and but there are some philosophers that have this opinion also. They're taking this, and that the material has its own life. Let's say the stone has kind of its own intelligence. Not exactly intelligence, but
Spirit or
and spirit or an animation. This picture was a remaster. I had it in my computer, and I dig it for the show, and I made it a huge remaster. So it's like a bit more work put here. So yes, I like it too. I find something like plastic things along with natural things and along with spaces
Yeah,
all together, but with no reason. Like they're celebrating there with no reason. They don't have a reason.
celebrating for celebration's sake.
Yes, that's it.
That's right. Now, I kind of, you intrigued me again in this message. You also mentioned low-tech poetry in a message earlier
Yes.
on. So I'm curious, like, I kind of have an idea of what low-tech poetry might be. I love poetry. I love to write poetry. So I'm interested in kind of what that is or what that means to you.
I think it is the to appreciate the cheap stuff,
Okay.
the trash. So something is next to you, but you cannot appreciate it because the values of where we put the values are make our view very strict. So we see only value, let's say. To appreciate something that is not valuable is to get out of this strict view.
Gotcha.
As if you once removed the scale.
Yes, you remove the glass of value and you see a whole party, a whole celebration there.
Right. Oh, sorry.
So I come again to this James Hampton with foil sculptures, and this is for me the cheap poetry, to make something from because you need it and because you saw it, because you saw the very low thing there.
I think that that loops, that really connects with like the reason that we have talked and really like the idea of self-publishing, about kind of what motivates me when I've done like zine workshops in the past, where there are certain things, like especially when you're a youth, like when you're in your teenage years and you're struggling with, gosh, everything that comes along with being a teenager. Like, it's a very delicate time for people in general, and the zine culture, like do-it-yourself publishing, punk rock, like that ability to. Here's what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I've had a little bit of coffee this morning. What I'm trying to say is that if you feel like making it, you should make it. That's what you're saying too. Like, if
yes,
because you have written a poem that is valuable in and of itself, and the idea that the value of that poem or the value of this art piece comes from what someone's going to purchase it for or what somebody thinks of it, is often, it can be a really poisonous idea for people, and it can really hurt people in their creative practice.
I don't think it can. I think it does. I think it hurts them hugely, because creation itself is like, as far as I'm concerned, creation is basically like magic. You're taking something that doesn't exist and you're putting it out into the world. Now, most people, I think we've lost our way of understanding that when you plant a seed, you're not planning to sit underneath the shade of a tree, right? Like I've heard that saying before, and I love the idea. We're creating, when you create art, you don't create it with, or a true artist. I mean, I guess not I think creates with the idea of just putting something out there, expressing something for the world to see in a different way, to understand, or whatever it is. And the giving of value is it's kind of ridiculous. Somebody else is setting the value for us and not allowing us to choose. We are now taking back the ability to say, this is what valuable is. This is what value is. This is what's worth it. And I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, as a community, as people who are connecting, like, we should be creating those spaces where people feel like, that it's okay to make something just to make something, to create something, to celebrate for celebration's sake.
Mm-hmm.
It's important to remind people that that's okay. That
It's
you
okay
don't
to
have,
express.
yeah, you don't have to have a birthday to celebrate. You don't have to have Valentine's Day to celebrate the person you love. Like, those are fine and you can do it, but comes down to that appreciation you were talking about, Zisis, where it's like taking the time, taking that blinder off of value and appreciating what you have in front of you. NFT Raider in the chat, he says, we are used to design too much, which conflicts with terms like art. So, and I think that's a good point. Like, we get into product design, all this stuff, and again, it's got its place, but there's a lot of blur there now.
Yes, we're creating with the terms of the market, and this creates a cultural thing, of course. It's not something that you should not see. And it's not a bad thing. Also, right. Very, very, very fine works are coming from these market values, but sometimes we cannot play if we're thinking of these values. So we have to be aware that we can play anytime.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah, for sure. Feel free to play.
Boys, I am getting close to the end of my time. Do you want to switch to maybe looking at some art together real quick?
Yeah. Zisis, we like to kind of browse Hicket Nunk and check out some of the other platforms that are happening. So you're welcome to stay on with us and do that, or
Sure, I would love to. Yes.
Excellent. Alrighty. I know there's some new marketplaces coming out. Ooh, well, that's fun.
That's why it looks cool. That's cool.
Oh my gosh. This has got to be it's like an Egyptian cicada or something,
Yes.
Search for inner balance with all the colors in motion. It's like it was minted just for us and for this podcast right now.
Yes.
For the topics.
it even has that old school feel. That definitely is a lot more pixelated than the newer stuff. So it even has that old school feel.
Yeah.
Yes, this ancient Egypt hieroglyphic,
Yeah. That's great. Cool. Wait 1 second. Let me just throw this in the bookmarks. There we go. How has your when you started minting Zisis, was Tezos the first place that you minted? Have you been in the blockchain space for a little while? Like, how'd you get into crypto art?
I didn't know about this 2 months ago.
Okay.
I started minting, and first I was on OpenSea. Then I went to Foundation. I have 2 pieces there, and now I'm almost on whole on Hicket Nunk.
Okay, nice. What? How did you hear about Tezos and stuff? Was it just through other artists and the community?
Yes, it was through other artists. I was seeing that good artists started to go there, and very interesting works were only in Hicket Nunk. So I was tempted to go there because there was all these coding people that are doing the generative stuff, and I just like the whole of Hiketnung.
Yeah. Oh, we got. It looks like let's see what this is. Completion, almost human. Oh, it looks like a poetry collection.
Nice.
Let's check that out real quick. Poet and artist whose work deciphers emergent Novacene languages. Emergent Novacene? Probing what it means to be human in a nearly post-human era. Oh. Heavy duty. I'm going to go back to that for sure. It's loading a little bit slow over there. So, but I'm seeing a lot more of this, which is exciting.
Written.
More written stuff.
This is very cool. Yes.
It's funny because I was about to go there. I think we talked about it yesterday or the day before. I don't know. I brought up. I'm like, I wonder if you could put some text files up in there.
Right.
And then lo and behold, whoa, that lion is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I know it's not that big of a deal, but that looked pretty cool.
Right. That's cool.
Not mad at that. I'm a sucker for the black and white stuff.
Yeah, me too. Whoops.
Whatever that was, that generative art that was happening there, it reminds me.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
Go ahead. It reminds you of what?
It reminded me of the way you can see the 3D way of seeing things in the Wi-Fi Pineapple. It allows you to see the networks around you in a 3-dimensional way.
Oh, right.
There you go. That was pretty cool. Could you? All right. I'm digging that, Broom Boy.
Yes, this is one of the Tezos pirates.
That's from the Punkdo series.
Yeah. Oh, that's trippy. It messes with my eyes.
It does. All right, I just picked up the Tao Blooming, so that's fun to see these art pieces.
Nice.
I'm not mad at that yellow alien. Oh, here we go. That's right up my alley.
That's pretty cool.
That looks like Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, right.
Now I want to see the other 5.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I
Can
am.
I show you something after this?
Oh, sorry. I'm kind of. What's that?
Can I show you a Hiketnung NFT?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Please.
I go share. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you should be able to. Oh yeah, it got you up here. Boom.
All right. So
real quick,
yes.
what is Good Times Twitter handle?
Oh man, I don't even remember. Let me see.
And then
Andy Good Times at Andy Good Times.
At Andy Good Times.
Yes, sir.
Any just put it in there. Boom. Okay. Just want to. I was kind of neglecting chat for a second there. Stretch it out. All right, sorry.
That's right. That's
Ooh, what is that?
I've been looking at it for a second. I thought it was the stadium build for a little bit, but this is unbelievable. This is just going from one painting, from one picture to the other. It looks like.
Yes, it's somehow it finds the relations between the pictures, but this kind of, let's say, I don't know if it's AI, but I find it very interesting in the way that there is this caterpillar that looks like a snake.
Right.
Right. So it has a camouflage, but to combine these pictures, it's like nature is already doing this AI work. You know, caterpillar doesn't know it, but there is running behind in the background. There is running this software of trial and error, and voila, the caterpillar looks like a snake.
Correct.
Right. Also, this butterfly that looks like it's to snakes, to cobras, maybe.
Oh yeah. I'll be right back, boys.
No worries. So are you familiar with the Fibonacci sequence, the Fibonacci code?
Yes.
So I love that. I love the idea that everything in reality, what we call reality, what we perceive with this flesh robot thing, it can be mathematically explained. That's always been super interesting to me. My dad is a phenomenal mathematician. He's real smart with that stuff. I'm not so good, but we do get to talk about the concepts. He knows the work behind the concepts. I understand some of the high level concepts purely because of all the sci-fi stuff that I've seen, all the science fiction, Star Trek, Star Wars. That's why I'm like, okay, I kind of understand what you're talking about. There is a program. I'm gonna say about 12 years ago. It was, if I remember correctly, it was called Snapdragon or Sea Dragon. It was something Dragon. And it was a program that what it would do is it would take photographs and it would find that relation. It wasn't using artificial intelligence at that point yet, not as we know it now, but it definitely, what it was doing is it would find two pictures inside a museum and see where they would match and then put them together so that you could actually build a 3D map. So since everybody takes pictures inside, let's say the Louvre in Paris, right, in France. Everybody takes pictures inside that museum. There were so many pictures that you could actually build a pretty solid 3D map of the inside just based off of pictures and stuff like that. I think that's what progressed into what you just shown us, which has moved into grabbing the pictures and blending them together by moving the pixels slightly around so they fit the next picture over. And that has to be artificial intelligence by now. That is pretty interesting. But I love the fact that we're all seeing the exact same thing. The math checks out. The pattern checks out. It's almost like like reality is programmable. You basically said it like, this caterpillar is copying the program that a snake uses to look like a snake, but it's not a snake. It's just it's just altering its programming to make it look like a snake to whatever perceives it.
Right.
It's kind of an interesting thing. And with that said, I have to go. It's been a pleasure, Zisis. I added you on Twitter, and like I said, I think I just picked up the Tao of Blooming, which was the one that I like.
Thank you.
And I'll see you guys next time.
Very nice to meet you.
A pleasure.
Good
you guys
times.
have a good one. Good times.
Good day.
Yeah. Awesome. Lates, guys.
Later, dude.
Bye, guys. Bye,
See you.
Bye, Rexon.
NFT Raider said more technically, when the morphing and everything's happening on on that picture, it's called latent space in ML, machine language AI. Huh.
Yes, I've seen multiple images of this.
Yeah, it's really neat, and like I think that's a cool concept that a cool connection that you made with the snake and the caterpillar, and just kind of seeing that in nature already,
Yes, it's like we're approaching something like, radio. You cannot see it, but it's a stream. The FM. So
right.
maybe we're approaching something like this in evolution. I don't know. Could be.
Right. Huh. Did you have you seen that? Well, there's the book and movie, but Annihilation.
No.
So there's this sci-fi book, and it kind of deals with some ecological event has happened in some part of the world. It doesn't really describe what happened or where it is, but there's this whole, it's almost like a bubble around this piece of land. And when you penetrate this space to get into that land. It used to be regular wilderness, and it still looks regular, but
Yes, I've seen it. Yes.
Okay. And it's essentially something has transformed or something has happened that DNA from plants and animals are all starting to blend together seamlessly. And it kind of reminds me of that idea. Yeah.
Yes, these times are times of making steady stuff and very compact to get to getting them in a fluid way. We're getting fluid situations in every aspect.
Yeah. NFT Raider says it's tough to wrap his head around the AI techniques. Mario Klingemann is pretty involved there.
Yes, it was this that I showed you was from Mario Klingemann.
Oh, okay. With the caterpillar or the
No.
shifting?
Yes, the shifting. Yes.
Nice. Yeah.
The caterpillar was unique. It was authentic.
that was you?
No, caterpillar is in the nature. It's documented.
That was a real thing.
Yes, it's a real thing. Yes, that's what I'm talking. Yes,
that makes it even crazier.
It's a camouflage.
Oh wow. Okay. I heard what you were saying, but it wasn't registering because the image was so real to me.
It's unreal. Yes, it's unreal. But
that's mind blowing.
So real that it's unreal. You know, it's.
Wow. That's cool. All right, I've bookmarked a few things here. I definitely want to check out. I want to see Calumet. I know has some new stuff going on today. I think. Let's see what's going on over here. They still need to put the dark mode on. I'm waiting for dark mode here, Calumet. I've been waiting a long time for dark mode. Okay, let's see. Drops. Fluffy pumpkin. Nice. Oh, I've seen this stuff. Wait, is this different? Fluffy pumpkin. Let's see fluffy pumpkins. Some anime style. All right. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's one thing, like I was saying earlier, it's like there's so many different styles. It's really it's cool. It's a really fun time to be in this space, in this world, like
yes.
To be seeing so many different changes. And art is really interesting. Just creative creations are interesting because you're always bouncing off of each other. Like you're, again, kind of like being inspired by someone's paintings. Like you'll have artwork that is so technically advanced and like just thinking about how it was made is just blows your mind. But then someone might see that and feel like, that's too intricate, or that the barrier to entry for that kind of art is too high, and so they will make something that is restricted to like the bare bones of like 3 slashes across the screen and say, so it's, I guess what I'm saying is art is responsive to itself. Like, someone might see something and it makes them angry, so they do another piece of art that makes someone laugh, and then they make something. It's
chaotic.
It is. Oh, I am 1D is in the chat. Yo, what's up? Yo. I am 1D. Welcome back. It's good to see you back. If you haven't been in a little bit, or you're just stepping in, we've got Zisis Okay, tell me if I say it right. Or Bliatkas?
Yes.
Zisis Bliatkas. Ondi. That's right. Call me Ondi. You got it. Ondi, good to see you again. Nice to meet you. Happy to have you. Looking at some Calumet stuff. Just perusing. Let's see, Crypto Skull's Universe of Dreams. This looks like an oil spill. Oil spill skull factory or something. Man, I wish I could see this bigger. But I guess that's what 40 Tez will get me, is the bigger file. Bummer. Want the big one. Let's see. Wonder if... Okay, we got a little music here. Let's check this out.
That's strange.
Yeah. One D, we're gonna check out Bazaar next, because I haven't officially been there yet. I'm just in the Discord chat. So we're gonna go check you out since you got something on there. That's pretty neat. I wonder. Looking at it, I'm wondering if it was made in Gravity Sketch or something. VR. Gaia's 4 Seasons. Yeah. Now, have you checked out the Bazaar NFT marketplace?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, good. So this will be both of our first time. We're gonna go there. There it is. Where are we going? Bazaar. Well, of course I don't have it bookmarked. That would be too much preparation. I don't think this is the same one. It's performance art on Ondi says the piece that they've got on there is performance art. That's awesome. All right, I'm just gonna have to look at the Discord and see what the dang thing is. Bazaar. Where is Bazaar? Maybe I put two. Going the long route here to get there. Oh, come on. Thank you. BazaarNFT.xyz. Thank you. Okay. Bazaar NFT.xyz. .xyz is the business. That's where it's at. Okay, here we go. Here we are, Bazaar Marketplace. Let's go to the marketplace. And Ondi, you're on here, yeah? Okay, so this is based on the Open Minter. I recognize Open Minter setup. Very cool.
Looks good.
Yeah. These are pretty neat. Oh yeah, you can get real close here.
Yes.
Lots
Nice.
of detail. Love that. That's pretty neat. NFT Raider's got some eggs on his in his wallet or creations that are pretty awesome. I picked one of those up. This is a neat little egg thing. It looks like it's got some like what did Jess Hewitt was on. I think this got like dithering or something on it. It's got like little, you can see little particles. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna bookmark that business.
Could be a planet. Could be.
Yeah. Boobs. Cantaloupe, antelope. Nice.
Cool. Surreal.
Yeah. Very surreal. Huh? Is this real? Or is this fake? Or the original? Or is it a copy of a copy of a copy? Or is it just fake? This is intended to raise the price of the original. Original created by Max. Lotta Baumart. I have a feeling this is Ondi. He put in fake in the chat. I was wondering what he was referencing, and I was wondering what that was referencing, and now I see. Fake. Cool. Love it. Some performance art. Nice.
Yes, it's very Dadaistic.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. Dada. This NFT cost me 100 tez. Cool. It looks like they're making some progress here. I'm waiting for dark mode again. I'm always going to be waiting for dark mode. If a site doesn't have dark mode, I'm just going to call it out until they until they figure it out. It's not a super important function, but it's just one of those conveniences I like, you know?
Yes. So what we were talking about, darkness and light, it's this. We need a bit less light, less amounts of light.
Right. Yeah, Ondi is NFT Raider is asking, those are all test NFTs, aren't they? And he's referencing that because we were looking at, we've been exploring Open Minter, which is kind of are you familiar with Open Minter, Zisis?
Not yet.
So Open Minter is kind of like a template that was put out by TQ Tezos. Is basically so that people could start, you know, a minting platform like Bazaar or Hicket Nunk or Calamint. So it's a template that goes up, and when you get the template, some of these NFTs are in there. So it's kind of unclear whether these are if this is live yet, I guess is what I'm saying. Yeah. But it looks like it's live. There's some resales on here. So maybe the test NFTs are just kind of included.
Somehow like samples, right?
Yeah, right. This is a resale here. Awesome work, kid. Let's try this new thing called the internet. Go, turn off the telephone. Oh, nice. I bet it's got the, how do I get the sound on this? I don't know. That's funny though. When the internet used to make noise on its own.
The last 3 months, I think it's too noisy in NFTs. It's
Yeah. Drops. Let's check out some drops. Drops page coming soon. Cool. Well, they're making some progress. That'll be fun to watch develop. Got to bookmark it so I don't have to scramble like I did this time.
so everything is still in construction, right?
Yeah, it looks like there's some stuff being minted, but yeah, it's like early days.
Yes, yes.
Early days. It's crazy all of the different stuff that's going on. I mean, there's just, I think Hicket Nunk definitely is doing a lot right. So it's cool to see that space just keep growing. And I know Calamint is growing a lot. It's just it's interesting to see the different spaces kind of fill out, and what people use the different spaces for different things, and yeah, there has been a lot of more music coming on, and more. Oh yeah, I like this one a lot. I saw this on Twitter. It's really cool.
Cool. Higet Nung has something. It's the letters. It's the layout. It shows good. It's simple as that, I think.
It's got the what?
This kind of letters, how they appear, and the layout, the general layout is so simple and very friendly. You like to be there. No?
That's right. Absolutely. I didn't know how important Citizen B on Twitter. He was in one of the first streams that we did, and he kept saying dark mode. Hit the dark mode button, and I'm like, "What are you talking about? Dark mode button?"
Yes.
And once I hit that button, it was like, oh, it just calmed me down. Just made me want to sink in. A lot of the focus is, held by the images. Like, I don't know. I haven't gone back. You're right. It does definitely set you at ease. I've seen, this is some cool stuff. Whoa. Like sliding tiles. Oh, there's another thing I saw on Twitter that was pretty freaking cool. The polygon shredder. So this thing is a trip. So you click it to change. Okay, you're changing views. You can zoom in or out. So we can zoom way out. So you got this light source, and then all these tiles.
Yes, it's very impressive.
And then you can change things up here. So like the size of these blocks and tiles can change. It's just so, yeah. Anyway, this was just, a some kind of generative thing. You can't, save it or anything, but it's pretty cool to just be able to go to a page like this and just watch it move. But that'd be pretty neat in VR.
it would scare you a lot.
Yeah, right. Very scary. It could be very
Cool.
scary.
This is very nice. The house and the Brillo. Yes.
That's right. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where? That's pretty neat. I don't know where it went. Oh well. See, this reminds me of like some like early or late '90s um, like virtual reality art. You know, it has a similar style to that, where it's like it's not I don't know.
Yes, it's this psychedelic, the drum and bass, maybe.
Yeah,
Um, this CGI that fits very good in early trance
that's
music.
right. Yep. Yeah, it looks like one of those album covers from like a DJ, like Bad Boy Bill or some some DJ. That's cool. I bet there's a message in there. Hmm. I recognize that. Have you, when I looked at your piece with the cat,
Yes.
have you considered doing like a little animation with some of those characters going on adventures? I asked Thor this last week too. I was like, I love seeing these characters and stuff, and that MS Paint, that your style, I think would be a cool. Maybe it would make a cool animation.
Could be yes. But there are a lot of things I want to try.
Yeah,
But animation in this way, in that old school way, is total painful. You need hours to, to do this. So
yeah, yeah. I would really. I've done a little bit of like stop motion
yes,
animation, and yeah, I mean you can spend hours on 30 seconds, and yeah, it's definitely, it can be painful. It's nice when it's finally done, but yeah, the process is painstaking for sure. Whoa, this is strange stuff here. I'm gonna have to look at that big.
very nice.
Yeah.
They're going to change faces.
Yeah. Oh no. Okay. It's like I thought it might be one of those Rick rolls where it's got Rick Astley or something at the end, or something really scary. It's lunchtime, definitely. Ondi says object 66666 is coming up. Yes, it is. That's crazy that many things have been minted. Let's see what number that's at. Oh, it's already past 66666. Yeah, man. This this person was going for trying to mint at 666.
Yes.
That's cool. That's a cool piece. Dislocated Knotted but not erased. These memories are safe but misplaced. Okay, let's reanimate this machine. I love the artist taglines too, like how people describe their work and. Oh, okay. We will find 666 here in a minute. I'm not going to go directly to it. NFT Raider says you need to turn down the volume before launching it. Yeah, there's definitely a dark theme happening here, and then a nice pink one. People were definitely gunning for 666. Oh wait, did I pass it? 662, 664, 667. Oh, you know what? That's what it is. Because of the new HDAO thing. You know what I'm talking about? Where you have to have an HDAO token to get it in the feed now?
Yes.
I think that's why it's not showing up. So it's skipping objects in the feed. 66666. Okay, hopefully the volume's already off. Oh. Whoa. Test 4.
I like it for 666. It's
Yeah.
epileptic black metal.
Yeah, seriously. Ooh, it modulates the sound when you mouse over it. Oh. What? Oh, that's cool. Nice. Interactive. So awesome. Rexon says it's like a hearing test, but it was very loud for me, NFT Raider says. Yeah, I tried to mess with some of my audio settings today and make sure they were... I think that might have helped me a little bit. I'm pretty sure that's a dead body in a trash can. Could be wrong. Oh, I thought I could move it. Darn it. Come on, one hand. I might have too much open. That's nice.
This I like very much. Estelle Flores. The body, yes. She's doing this in The Sims.
Uh-huh.
And I think
okay.
she puts the models to paint in game. So she creates
Really?
that come from from the life of the game.
Huh. So the models are in the game, and then she's painting from the models.
I think the animations paint themselves. Like the avatar is painting its life. You know.
Huh. Wow.
It reminds me of pre-Raphaelite painters that are very the romanticism.
Right, yeah. Man. That's pretty neat. Oops. I'm enjoying a frappe. Do you ever enjoy a frappe in Greece?
Yes, it's the national drink, you know.
I thought so. I visited Greece. I got engaged in Greece, and yeah, I came back to the States with a healthy addiction to frappes.
Yes, it's dangerous drink, you know.
Very dangerous.
Yes, you have to check your nerves.
Now, do you make your own frappes or do you go out to get a frappe?
Now it's usually the coffee you have in the house. If you go out to have a coffee, you get a freddo espresso. That is a cold espresso.
Okay. So can you share with us all your frappe recipe?
You know, I always put. You never drink it without sugar.
Okay.
It's a poison without sugar. You have to shake it.
Yeah. And so is it the way that I've been making it is like one tablespoon of instant coffee.
Yes.
1 tablespoon of sugar.
This is my recipe. Yes, too.
A little water. Shake it up. Pour it over ice. Add some milk or water.
Yes. Milk is for dangerous players.
Oh.
for the risky stuff.
For the risky stuff. I love it. Yeah, frappe. And when it's out here, it gets to be very hot. I was gonna say 120 degrees, but it's like 40 Celsius or something.
Yes.
And frappe is perfect.
It's perfect. Yes, in the summer it's perfect.
I already had one today, so this is my second, but this one's decaf.
Yes, that's a good move.
Yeah.
It can tear your nerves apart if in a big quantity.
That's right. Now this has a kind of like a little low tech vibe.
This glitch.
It's kind of like there's some remnants of a photo here for sure. It's kind of glitched out, and then this has almost a painterly feel to it at the bottom. I'm looking into more of that style of. I'm really. I've been learning to code the last year because of blockchain and all this stuff. And then finding all this generative art and being inspired by it. And all this creative coding is like, it's so neat. I really want to take, some of my photographs and mess them up.
Yes.
Manipulate. And there's, have you seen Math Makes Art?
I've seen him, yes.
So I reached out to him to ask him kind of what he was doing, and he sent me some like brief tutorials on like getting started in image manipulation. So I've been messing around with that a little bit. It's crazy, interesting.
I tried to solve the quiz that he published.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Math Makes Art put up a quiz. Did it get solved? Did you solve it?
No, of course not. But I reached with a friend. We reached close, but not very, maybe not that close.
Okay,
Did some small steps.
right. I'm gonna look it up and see if it got solved yet. Okay, we're gonna go to Math Makes Art. This is what we're talking about here in the chat. If you haven't seen Math Makes Art stuff yet, this is what we're talking about. And this anonymous artist person is making these crazy generative art pieces with, I'm not sure exactly, but there's clues inside of some of them. So for instance, 100 tes, if you can solve this, created on the 3rd of May. This token is golden because its contents will bring someone some wealth. It's a puzzle, and the first person to solve it will gain control over a prize wallet containing a minimum of 100 tes. This bounty may increase over time. No purchase necessary. See rules.txt for details. Links, hints, and rule updates available at mathmakesart. You know. But yeah. So you and a friend have gotten a little ways. You've made some progress.
Yes, we believe that when the squares are connecting, not now, but sometime they're getting straight. You see, so when they're getting straight, this is the code that you have to solve. So the whole movement is out of the discussion.
Okay.
It's to confuse you, and we didn't get past this. It's
gotcha. So something about when everything lines up.
Yes, yes. When everything lines up, there is something that is encoded, and
right. NFT Raider says, I tried to solve it too. Mind tearing.
Yes. Searched also in the HTML, and he put a line that was saying, did you search in HTML? You have to try more."
Yeah.
He thought of it.
So he leaves little breadcrumbs to follow, but we're gonna get this person on the show sometime and debug it in person or solve it in person. We're gonna do a walkthrough video with him. Some classic statuesques. Is that David or something? Now, what's the you said you were in Greece. Now, what do you think of the art community in general there, that from your perspective, like your peers and some of the people in your area? Is there an embracing of NFTs? Is crypto pretty kind of well accepted? It's still underground. Like, what's all of those things? I know I asked like 5 questions there, but
yes. I didn't ask a lot of people because they do have this quarantine and we don't communicate a lot. But
right.
I believe it's still NFTs are still not very well known here.
Right.
But I believe in the last month a lot of people took that. But generally, there are a lot of people that create digital art years now, and there are all these years under the carpet. No one knows them.
Yeah.
I don't know what will happen with these works, because there are a lot of works that are very, 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 very good. We will see. We will see what happens.
Right. Now, do you think, or as far as like, I guess like, so when I was in Greece, I was in Athens, and that was my first time being out of the country, and the feeling I had in Athens was, the streets were so alive with graffiti. Like, I asked we had a tour, a 3-day tour that we went on, and I asked the tour guide, you know, because for me, I grew up with graffiti. I've always loved graffiti, and so to see it everywhere, for me, it was like walking through art galleries every street, every corner.
Yes.
And I asked him about it. I said, "Oh my gosh, it's just so interesting to be in a place where there's so much graffiti. It's kind of great." And he kind of, gave me kind of a disgusted look, and yeah, it's a problem. It's disgusting. And so I'm curious, like, because it felt like a very vibrant artistic city to me, and I'm wondering if that's was that just an impression because of the graffiti, or do you find like a lot of vibrant artists and art in Athens?
No, that's true. There is a very active artistic community that is years now. It's not something that just happened.
Right. And so is that mentality, a different generation, where it's like people that didn't grow up with graffiti in the streets, or
a lot of people combine the problems with irrelevant stuff. So I think someone can easily combine the the dirty streets with graffiti. So it's something different.
I gotcha.
Yes.
So they're correlated. They're combining two different things. They see graffiti and then they're thinking it's dirty.
Yes.
They equate it with a dirty city.
Living in the stereotypes and not seeing what could be, what this could be.
Right.
But I was amazed too with Athens from the streets, and they are very alive. Not only there are very many high quality street artists, and also some taggers that are doing also good job. They're everywhere and they're pushing the messages.
Yeah.
So it's a living organism, and not something.
And I noticed there was a lot of political art as well. There seemed to be a lot of political action going on in the streets. I know when we were there was a women's march, I think, through the streets with thousands of people. It might have been the time that we were there, but it seemed like graffiti was a lot of graffiti was political, at least the stuff I could read. And then there was stuff going on at, just kind of everywhere. So that's interesting though, that it's, I felt like it was a very creative, artistic place. But yeah, it's just curious about that. We loved Athens. We plan on going back, and there was some other places that we went to that were just amazing and beautiful. And yeah, I mean, again, it was just a tourist perspective, but yeah, it was a country that we very much felt welcome in and appreciate.
And what is cool is when you can meet random people that are not artists, but they have an artistic education. They have their own opinion. They talk about something and with very interesting ways.
Right. Another thing that I found interesting was, and again, this is not, I don't think this is just in Greece, but maybe more just European style of living was, when you go to a Starbucks or a cafe here in the States, most of the time you've either got business that you're meeting somebody for a very particular purpose and a very short window. Like, we're going to meet for 2 hours, 1 hour, and then go.
Yeah.
Or you're stopping in, getting coffee right away and leaving. And walking around the streets, stopping into cafes, even when we traveled into the country, it was very clear that, we were not expecting, if we were going to sit somewhere, it was going to be for a while. And, we weren't being rushed out. It was kind of, we felt like, our tour guide said that, a lot of people will just relax with their friends for hours at a cafe and
that's happening. Yes.
Eat casually. You have a little bit of breakfast, a little bit of lunch. Like, yeah. Again, that was refreshing for me. It took a little getting used to.
Yes, it's chilling in the cafe is something it's a habit that everyone has. I mean, it's a community pillar. Let's say it's something that makes things more alive. Because you're not in this way. You're not very very strict with with the community. It's not the one friend that you will meet. It's the whole thing, the whole cafe.
Right. Yeah, and I think at least I know we took something from that experience of, again, slowing down and appreciating what you have around you. And I think that's an important aspect of traveling. And even if it's traveling like we're doing now, like, is meeting other people from other places and understanding, that we all come from different backgrounds, but there are a lot of things that we share and can learn from each other. So that's a big part of the internet, but just getting out there in general.
Yes, and it's very courageous of you that you gave me the invite. Let's say you said you were open. That's very important. That you didn't know me, but you got to know me, and I got to know you. So it's something that is not, let's say, again, what we said is seeing the value in other ways.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and I think this is an important time, like we're talking about. It's like a beginning is an important thing, and to see kind of these crypto, or just the art space that's evolving out of cryptocurrency and kind of backed up by cryptocurrency. Just to see this kind of pop of creativity and stuff happening, it's important early on that we try to, there's always going to be space for, or, there's always going to be the people who have lots of money that see an opportunity and are going to make themselves known. There's whether it's like Nike, like brand names, like, that latch onto it. Those are always going to be there. But the opportunity for people to be seen that haven't been seen before isn't always going to be there. And so it's important early on that, we try to bring each other up and share each other's work, because again, celebrating for celebration's sake, I keep coming back to that. We're going to have to make that the tagline of the episode.
Yes, it could be the title.
That's right. That's right. Celebrating for celebration's sake. Episode 8. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely we're having a lot of fun, and it's so inspiring to meet, it's been inspiring to meet you and hear about, all the different, talk about the different approaches to art. And I know I'm learning so much just from all the people that I'm meeting and from different perspectives, and it's great. So yeah.
You know what would be interesting to create teams of artists, like 2 or 3 people, and that would be really really cool, because that would be the very fluid stream of ideas.
How do you mean exactly? I'm just curious. Like, what's that look like to you?
Like the same podcast, but with 2 more artists, let's say, to talk.
Okay, having like a few more artists on it all at once.
Yes, to talk about different subjects, and bring very fresh, renew ideas.
I like it. Yes, yeah. Absolutely. And that's the other great thing too. This thing is young too, so we can we can make changes, and we can do new stuff and have fun and do all kinds of different things. So we're gonna ruminate on that, and you're gonna be one of the people that comes on for one of those chats for sure.
Cool. The possibilities are a lot, and I believe we can. It's always refreshing. Like nothing stands for a long. It's everything will flow with discussion and with exchange.
That's right. Rexon says that's a really good idea. So
I believe yes.
Absolutely. Well, we're kind of winding down. We got about 5 more minutes on the stream. Just for the chat to know, we did email the Tezos-artcast at our new email, tezos-artcast@protonmail.com, to receive your exclusive NFT from Zisis that he minted for viewers of the Artcast and the Artcast community. So we got, thank you so much for that. That is just awesome. Super cool piece, and it's called Celebrate, right? Is it Celebration or Celebrate?
It's Celebrate.
Yes. Like, where is Celebrate? Let's go get Celebrate real quick. I want that to be the final image on the screen. Yes.
So Jeff, I want to thank you a lot. I'm very happy to be in your podcast.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Oh, I can't find it. Wait 1 second.
Because you don't have it. I have to send it to you.
Oh.
I will send you the pieces.
Okay, perfect. I know I have it bookmarked here.
And of course, I want to thank all the people that were in the company.
Absolutely. No, this has been super fun. I've learned a lot. There we go. Celebrate. And that's going to be the episode name of this one is Celebrate, for celebration's sake. Says NFT Raider says thank you, and thanks for connecting too. Rexon, thank you. Ondi says thank you as well. So you guys follow Zisis. I'm going to put his Instagram and Twitter handle up, and then you can hit us up. if you didn't know, we switched our Twitter. I didn't change it yet. We switched Twitter accounts to Artcast Tezos, which makes more sense than Taco Tezos now. There it is. Artcast Tezos on Twitter, or send me an email, and we will send you the NFT. Beautiful piece, Ondi says, and you have been followed. And we're following you, Zisis. And maybe we'll see you in Athens sometime. I don't know. If I go to Athens, I'm definitely gonna hit you up.
You will ring a bell and
Or sit in a cafe and have some frappes.
yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you all too. Thank you, Jeff. You and be good.
All right. You too.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao. I'll see you soon. Celebrate for celebration's sake. Cheers, buddy. Well, that concludes the 8th episode of the tezos-artcast. You guys, again, thank you so much. This makes my week. Doing this, I get supercharged energy-wise. I want to give a huge shout out to NFT Raider. NFT Raider has been graciously assisting me in revamping the website, and I have to just publicly give my thanks and appreciation for the guidance. Not ready to release it yet, but getting there. So yeah, so thank you for that. And Rexon, great to see you again. Ondi, glad to see you back. Lots of love. Everybody else out there that's watching this, make sure you do the following thing. We've got a Ko-fi thing set up for some donations, but I'm not quite ready to release that either. Got to get things in order. All right. I will catch y'all later. Peace out, y'all.